Hello! Welcome to Down with Dragons here on Monsters of Roll. I am DM Scott, with me as always.
Killian playing a multitude of characters today, and we shall see what dastardly deeds must be done.
Ooh. Mick playing Kalun. We'll see what's up with him.
We will.
And Chris playing a multitude of characters as well.
All right. Well, it's Friday once again, 7 o'clock. We're here to get down with dragons and have a little fun. Let's get... don't shake your head at me. Announcements. Killian.
Yes, we have a few announcements today. So first of all, we are excited that Dungeon Patrol, the other gaming group in our Monsters of Roll family, is playing in another part of this world here on Twitch, Sundays at 7 p.m. Check them out when you get a chance. They're awesome. I've popped in on a few streams. Great stuff. Next Friday, our very own Scald will be hosting our Season 1 wrap-up session here on Twitch, and we are taking any questions you may have. So post your question with the hashtag DWQ&A or on the banner below to Monsters of Roll on Facebook or Twitter, and we will, or even just drop it in the chat here, and we will get to your questions next week. I'm super excited to hear from everyone. I'm sure I can speak for all of you when we say that. Also, don't forget, if you like any particular bit of last week's show or this week's show or any of our upcoming shows, send your hashtag inspiration to us on Facebook or Twitter as well, and that will give a player advantage on some crucial rolls. Inspiration has helped me in a jam at least a couple times. So if you see anything that you like on here that you want to give us a shout out for, please send us your hashtag inspiration. That would be amazing. And lastly, we have a new Tier 1 subscriber, and near and dear to my heart, their name is Maven Fan Numero Uno. So thank you, Maven Fan Numero Uno, for subscribing at Tier 1. We really, really appreciate it. If you are willing to subscribe and and keep up with us, feel free to do so. And otherwise, that's all the announcements we've got for this week. Back to you.
Wow. I gotta say, I mean, all of Season 1, she's better at this already than I ever was.
I used to do morning announcements in high school. So.
It shows. I mean, yeah, well done. I know my place, and it is not doing announcements. You have the job. Yeah, well, with that concluded, we can jump into this game. If you remember the last 2 episodes now, we have visited the far-reaching past and events that were set into motion by the halfway crew of Season 1 that affected a new character for this season, Vet. And also we got to look at going forward into the present and following Maven as she spoke to her rat husband and made her way to see her daughter and a whole host of other characters in Sandcrest, which ended in a bath, a coming out of a chrysalis almost, like of an event like I was not expecting. But jumping into this episode where we rejoin our group. Once again, that brilliant light overtakes your vision. And you hear the familiar voice of Seely. Welcome back. Unfortunately, this might be for the last time. I can only be here for as long as I have been in this moment, for only so long. I hope you have learned much and seen the impact of all of the choices that are made in time and the possibilities that are created. Now we must follow the ripples forward, in time following the current. Kalun's choice in a library by talking to a beautiful woman who turned out to be a dragon. And due to a conversation, the choices she made as well, in creating a duplicate of Kalun, unbeknownst to him. A cocoon was formed and waited for it to be filled. And on the fateful night that we saw, Kalun's life was taken, his spirit sent into the ether of what could lie beyond. But an anchor tethered. Now, we rejoin Kalun in Mirrorvale, where he has found himself after dying, and now reawakening in a new body. Kalun, as we stated at the end of last season, you awaken, falling out of what almost feels like breaking glass. And look like in the brief moment in this darkness and light of shifting light, imagine a much darker lit fortress of solitude of Superman's. But instead of ice, it's more silvery crystals and mirrors and surfaces. You fall onto the floor, weak. Think, mechanically speaking, 5 levels of exhaustion. And as you lay there sputtering on the ground, catching your breath after the last memory of that magic light flowing over you and ripping you apart, here you are, whole, weakened, but whole, in a dark lit room with a light pouring from above you, reflecting in the shadows of light and reflective surfaces all around you. You cough, you sputter, and you hear a voice, a familiar voice, that of Queen Sorva. And you feel hands strong but slight and precise, kind of turn you over on your back. Still unable to see, you hear her voice. You awaken, my knight. Welcome. Rest. And blackness overtakes you again. The next time your vision clears, you're in a bedchambers. The walls are similarly reflective in that silver chrome kind of look, very angular. But in the middle of this room, there is a 4-poster bed with silvery sheets. You are in a pillow, tucked in, and you come to, still exhausted, everything you could think of birth. And your vision blurry, clears, and you see Sorva sitting on the side of the bed, calmly, next to you, smiling. Her hair, silver white, draped down, elongated, almost exaggerated elven ears, sparkling eyes in a very beautiful and form-fitting white, sparkling, like silk dress. You awaken, my knight. Welcome back.
Ooh, what's going on?
You died. I took precautions. You intrigued me. I couldn't let such a potential resource and interest fade away as you mortals do.
But what's going on?
Well, as I stated, you died. In our brief encounter, I created a new body for you. Everything other than like maybe when you touch your face, you feel a little gaunt. Like, you might have not eaten, things of that nature, it's you. Feels normal. Oh,
Nope, Kalun's just shocked.
okay. She just kind of, you must be hungry. And she just leans over and pulls a tray with a small bowl that smells like manna from God. And slides it in front of you. And would you like some food?
I don't know. Would I?
You are so hungry now that you've smelled food.
Oh, yes. I want food.
I want food. She assists you a little bit, like even just moving your hands after that, trying to like very clumsy. You eat greedily. It's chicken noodle soup, basically. I mean, it's broth mostly. Delicious.
Yum, yum. So
Well,
this new body, does it work like the old one?
I have maybe taken some liberties, but for the most part, yes, it should work any way you remember a body working.
So I'll be able to dance again. Oh, okay.
May I ask, just to ensure, do you remember your name and who you are?
Do I?
Do you?
Yes, my name is Kalun Den. I think. I mean,
This could be a long episode.
honestly,
Do you?
No,
that's
I said, do you?
honestly, that's been a question on my mind since my very early youth, but I think I might have told you that.
Indeed. You seem coherent enough. Do you feel strong enough to try to sit up? You tell me.
I'm up for anything.
Roll me a strength check with disadvantage. This just raw, yeah.
Alrighty.
It's a thing.
Yep. Disadvantage. Oh, I got a nat 20 and a nat 1.
Okay, nat 1. So as you kind of like, yeah, I'm up for anything. Yeah, your spirit may be stronger than the form around you, and you start to try to sit up and immediately kind of fumble back and just. And she's like, I understand. Let me help you. And she reaches behind you and starts to, it feels like adjust a pillow. And as quickly as you feel the adjustment and maybe your body being shifted a little bit, that pillow comes down and presses over your face,
What?
suffocating you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is about right.
What do you what do you do?
I fight. I kick with my legs. I
Roll me an athletics check with disadvantage.
try to do an old combat maneuver and flip up.
Acrobatics, if you like. Athletics or acrobatics. Disadvantage, though.
Alrighty. Acrobatics gave me a 16.
Ooh, very good. So as you're squirming and you can feel your body not responding as you'd like it, you manage just to. I mean, her hands are pressed down, unrelenting, and as you're even trying to squirm, and at first just trying to push her off, which is like pushing against stone, you hear her say, "I will suffer no weakness in my night." And you are squirming and manage to just twist enough to redirect some of that force so you can suck in a breath. And immediately all of that pressure is off. And once again, she's sitting sweetly beside you. As you cough and get your bearings, well done. Sleep. Rest. I shall likely kill you on the morrow.
Okay. Can I keep the food yet?
Oh, yeah. The food's still there, and she leaves the room.
So,
Hey,
good morning.
you asked about your relationship and how that works. So,
It's good to be
Now.
alive for
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Chalk this up to a Monday thing.
exactly. So,
We've all had bosses like this.
good work today. See you
No one
tomorrow.
can deny
I
it.
shall likely kill you on the morrow. So, going forward, over the next several weeks and months, we're going to do a skill check challenge. The difference with this particular challenge is there is no ultimate amount of successes or failures. This is more of the format of a skill check challenge to explain key moments in that passage of time, because every day during which now you'll understand very quickly is not regaining yourself from exhaustion. It is more rehabilitating a body that has never operated before. Like a baby learning to walk and move, and even though there are certain physicalities that are there, you've never used them in this body, at least. So,
Okay. Oh, and then, you have to say it, Scott. We call this storytelling device a. Starts with an M.
starts with an A.
It's my montage.
Oh, yes. Your your training montage
Yes.
or rehabilitation montage.
Yes. Even Rocky had a montage. Let's go.
You're the best around. Never gonna be. Yep, went to the 80s. So, for each of these moments, I am going to throw a scene at you, and you tell me as quickly as you can how you overcome it, attaching a skill to it, and then we make a roll.
Okay.
This is not a succession of every day because, as I was saying, literally every day of your rehabilitation and learning to walk and feed yourself and train and all of this, every day she tries to kill you in some form or another. Fair?
Normal, right?
Right. Absolutely. All right. So, on one of the memorable moments of this training montage. You are weak, laying in your bed. After eating, being assisted in cleaning, and just normal maintenance. As you get laid back, assisted laying back into your bed by Sorva, every time. She is the only person you see.
Wait, assisted in cleaning. Am I wearing diapers? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, fantasy loincloths. I mean,
Eco-friendly diapers. We love.
Is part of this montage our discussion of boundaries?
Ironically, that would be a very short discussion with her because there are none.
Okay.
As you get laid into your bed and she leaves the room and you start to drift off to sleep, suddenly from your bedposts, the intricately carved coiling wood from each of the 4 posters, a cobra falls down into your bed.
You're just giving me these jokes, Scott. Come on. Come on.
Come on, children. Let's not be vulgar.
So, how does Kalun deal with said situation? What is the skill he chooses? And describe his intent.
He is going to... he doesn't like being laid up in bed like that for so long.
Right, yeah.
That's unusual for him. He's never been a man of inaction his entire life. So it's kind of hard to deal with. So he's going to try to just pretend that he can't do it and whine like a baby and say, no, please make it stop, using deception.
To deal with these snakes?
Yeah. I mean, he's...
Okay.
Yeah, he's...
Okay. Roll.
Handling it well right now.
Yeah, no. Roll me a deception check as you try to deceive these snakes.
26.
Amazing. One of them does stop, like full hood exposed, and then just tilt, while the other 3 and you lose consciousness.
It's not fair.
Protesting the whole way until the paralysis takes you.
3 snakes is too many.
Yes. You basically die, and then are brought back breathing roughly and just, and sort of a talking to beasts typically is not the way unless you speak the language. Try harder. And she looks like she's about to gently touch your cheek, and it's a smack. The next montage, as we flash forward, you are on kind of the equivalent of the assisting bars, trying to get your feet. You're getting your feet moving again and working them, and there's an unseen servant there, kind of assisting. When suddenly the ground drops away, and in its place, lava starts to boil up, coming closer and closer until you feel the heat, and you need to, the floor is lava.
Floor is lava.
How does Kalun deal with this?
He's gonna knee-jerk reaction, try to grab where he thinks the unseen servant is, and use him to keep himself from falling all the way down, too wide for the door type of thing.
Yeah.
He can, even though he can't see the dimensions of whatever creature this is.
Okay.
That's what he's gonna do.
So, what skill are you attributing to?
Kalun will use sleight of hand.
Okay, yeah. Nimble fingers, feeling for, yeah, absolutely. Roll, please, sir.
8.
8. So as you reach out, like feeling that support as you're on the bars, getting your feet working, and you watch the ground just suddenly, just that vertigo shifting of the camera and drop away and lava boiling up towards you. You real quick start to just reach behind you and grasping, and your hand is off the other bar, and you tilt, you hit your head on the other one, and you just feel the heat coming rushing at you. You wake up again in a bed.
Dang it.
And in this moment, Sorva doesn't say anything. She just looks at you and just... Flash! You are a little bit more able. You're more mobile. You are running through a obstacle course through a maze, leaping like small hurdles and dodging down this way and that way, moving, and like this seems like a very much a more physical kind of workout. And you get to all of a sudden an open room that has this beautiful mosaic on the floor in these colorful tiles of just, you know, shapes and forms. And I mean, it's gorgeous. And as you kind of come up short and start to walk towards it, you step just on the edge of it, and literally the entire floor erupts into flame and dies back down. And then you watch almost like mercury moving. All these tiles that look like they're made of stone start to move like liquid, changing the pattern on the floor. And the door behind you slams shut.
So some tiles are solid, or is it all?
They go back into a solid form, but the entire mosaic of these colorful tiles change the pattern they were in into a brand new pattern.
Okay. What other features of the room next to me are there?
They are completely reflective and silver. Mm-hmm. The only color is from this floor mosaic.
Okay.
And as you stand there thinking for a few moments, the pattern changes again.
Okay. Then I'm going to use investigation to try to stay aware of the pattern and see if I can intuit a way out or forward.
Okay. Yeah. Roll me an investigation.
7.
7. Okay. As you start to move forward, you make a few steps, and the first time electricity bursts from the floor, and you get a little singed, a little like, okay, that's not it. You watch the pattern change again. You think, okay. There's obviously a flow to this pattern. Maybe if I go with the flow, and you start to move forward into it, and you feel frost growing up your leg, and you kind of try to back up, but your leg is now frozen to the floor, and you immediately kind of have that, crap.
Here we go again.
And you freeze. The next thing you see, while still frozen, through the ice, is the silhouette of a female form walk in front of you. Look at you, get real close to almost that, where that fisheye lens, and just, you need to learn faster, my knight. And then walk away, leaving you frozen. The next time we flash to this montage, you have just gotten done with an exhausting workout and challenge that you feel like, though you are singed, burned, bitten, it's like you just come back like, I made that one. You go to flop down in your bed, and as you lay there, the bed is a mimic and starts to try to eat you. The other test wasn't a test, it was distraction. This is the test.
Okay. So is that still skill check we're looking for?
Yes, it is, sir.
Okay. So for that one, I will use athletics to keep the mimic's maw from chomping down on me till I can escape.
A what? Sorry.
Athletics check.
Okay.
Athletics check.
Okay. Roll, sir.
That's a 22.
All right. Yeah, you exhausted as you are, still that adrenaline is still in you, and you manage to, as the bed starts to try to enclose, you manage to put your foot around and pull one of the now shape-changing 4 posters and put it in the middle as you're able to use it as keeping it from clamping down on you and force it open more. You crawl out and get out and just pant against the silvery cold wall of the room, realizing there probably won't be a soft bed to sleep in tonight, but alive. Next flash, you're in a bath. Large, like think, really almost a pool-sized hot tub bath. And you're on the edge, relaxing. It has been, as far as you can tell, maybe 5-6 months. Hard to tell. You never get outside. You go from your room to all these rehabilitation sessions.
Just a reminder to the viewers, this is a mature audiences only stream, so.
Oh. As Kalun is resting on the edge with a lot of foam, bubbles, and steam.
Thank you, DM.
Submerges underwater just to really fully enjoy. And when you go to come back out to break the surface, there's no surface. And you open your eyes, and this entire room is now filled with water. And the heat is still rising. And you start to see swimming eel-like shapes start to enter through these little openings in the walls, swimming towards you with a lot of teeth.
Okay.
I know, I'm sorry, man.
The last dude, you just had a drink with him, and he was cool with you. This is.
Yeah, maybe I should use my skill check to see what Terrapin is up to. Missing the old vibes. Okay, I think I've been paying attention enough. I want to figure out the nature of this ensorcelment and how I can best defeat it using Arcana.
Ooh, all right, roll, sir.
All right, that gave me a 15.
15's high enough. You are still underwater. This is all in your head. And you're just not breaking the surface. As you realize that and kind of shrug off that mind trap, that spell to fuzzy your perception and the illusion around you, you break the surface and you see Sorva sitting on the edge with just her feet in the water, and she just, well done. this continues to go on. I mean, every imaginable trap of the mind, illusion, physical trial goes on and on. I mean, there's even a freaking ticking clock or ticking crocodile in one of, I mean, like, I mean, anything you can think of. It goes on for months.
Clean out the stables.
Yeah. Finally, one morning, you wake up and you get ready for another day. And at the door, you hear a knock. You've never heard a knock on your door before.
I will physically go answer it.
As you open the door, there is a fairly well-dressed man standing there. He has accentuated long ears, oversized eyes, and where the color of the eye or the iris and everything normally would, it looks kind of, think of if you're a Star Wars fan, like a Rhodian, how there looks like a galaxy. That's the like actual iris of his eyes, and you like see the center. I mean, it's beautiful, and they're oversized eyes. He's an Eladrin. You've probably never actually seen a Eladrin outside of maybe someone who's supposedly descended from, or stories of them and what they look like, paintings, things like that. Who has a lot of like bags over his shoulders and paper and just everything, and comes in and he just looks at you. Mirror Knight, I am Hahim.
Bless you.
Yes. I am your tailor.
Oh, yeah.
I was instructed by the Queen to properly outfit the knight. And I am here if you are available. Kind of looks around in your room. And you even see he looks up in the corners of the room, like he is scoping the room. If you're not previously engaged, to do a fitting for you.
Sounds good to me. What were you looking for there?
You never know.
All right, cue the Pretty Woman music. Let's go.
All right. And in another brief, more brief Pretty Woman montage, he will have a standing mirror that in front of you as he kind of is taking measurements of you. Starts talking to you about what do you see for, a regal figure of station that also has to project power and also, poise and a warrior, but yet a diplomat, and just going through all these different variations of description as he's sizing you up. And as you start to speak of kind of the thoughts that come to your head, in front of you in the mirror, you start to see the illusion of what you're describing happen. So, with in mind also armor in place with as well for being the knight. What does Kalun's knightly outfit look like?
Okay. So, he will be wearing probably a half cloak. He likes white. Queen Sorva's color scheme is really growing on him. So, like the silver white with just the slightest green patina, here and there. And, wide flared collars, kind of reminiscent of his previous black and green and gold cloaks. over a very, very gleaming breastplate with, some of the symbols of Queen Sorba look pretty cool. Throw some of those on there. So a lot of it will look like mostly white garb, flowing garb, covering this breastplate and armor pieces, and then accented with black. The wide collars will be black. His half cloak will be black, and it's going to look very Saturday Night Fever as much as it can, with a breastplate and half cape.
So like breastplate with like the flared collar. Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
All right.
That's the way we're going.
Okay. As you kind of start to see this and even kind of play with it a little bit as you're seeing as you speak, everything's illusion in the mirror forming. After that really starts to solidify in your mind, you hear just him mumbling behind you in arcane words and drapes a few piece of like just flowing garments of silver over you. They all start to tighten and shape into the actual fabrics around you, looking appropriate. And then out of a bag, he actually pulls out a breastplate and helps affix and attach it to you. Some guards and like, you look good, man.
Wow. It's quite the service.
I do what I can for Her Majesty. I don't know if anybody else heard that. He bows deeply to you. He's like, I hope it's to your liking. I believe you have an appointment following this. And he kind of gestures towards out the door.
I must have forgotten to write it down. I don't know what he means. What? Huh? Where was I supposed to be? Oh no! What's going on?
Don't kill me. Yeah, the doors open up, and in front of you is a hallway. So you start to move forward down the hallway. As you get to a set of doors, silvery with the patina of age, as you approach and just go to reach, they open. Inside, you'll see Queen Sorva standing there, and she gives you a very up and down look, and she just, well dressed, my knight.
Yeah, pretty nice, pretty flashy. Do I have you to thank for this? Thank you in advance. Yes, I like it.
You wear it well. I have a gift for you.
Oh.
She reaches behind her. Behind her there is a table. And she pulls forward a sword. Holds it in front of her. In front of you see a elongated, just straight long sword that at the hilt almost looks overly large and a little more robust than the blade should be. And you start to see there's almost like fluting in it and filigree. But by the fluting part, I mean literally, there's actually, it looks like a place where someone could try to blow. And at the base of the blade, there's actually finger holes. And she holds it out. She's like, this is harmony. This is a song blade. I felt it appropriate for my knight to wield this.
All right.
And she holds it out towards you.
I really want to try the flute function on it right now.
Cap, as you grab it, you feel a surge of kind of reverberating magic and a little bit of a handshake with it. And the hilt on it shifts and changes, so it is way more elegant and precise, and the hilt actually grows what looks like a silver chrome dragon head out of the base of it. Its wings on one side guarding like the cup of a rapier, and on the other where the feet are still showing a little bit of that a fluting where the functionality is there.
I gotta see if I can bring out the old moves and see if I'm still.
Roll me a performance there.
Alrighty. Performance. 18.
Pitch perfect. This thing, even though it's a sword, plays like the finest instrument, or sounds like a
All right.
beautiful. She seems pleased as you kind of think about it to kind of almost put it away. There is already a belt and sheath at your hip. Slide it into place. She looks pleased, and then turns towards another door you did not notice, and gestures almost like for you to take her hand and escort her.
Okay, I would recognize that cue and hop right to it.
Okay.
Make him roll for it.
She places her hand in kind of the crook of your arm for you to escort her, and she asks you, as waiting for the doors to open almost, are you familiar with the old rules of conduct and court?
I think Kalun would be, because he got a formal education in Dragonlock.
True. Roll me a history check, because some of what she's saying definitely feels like there is a little bit of old world to this, which you did get some of that education with Lahoon and all of that around the campfire. And
That was a 6.
6. Okay. As you're kind of just like, oh yeah, I know,
Totally.
there's a salad fork and there's a, she kind of nods, and there are 2 rules of my court for all vassals and guests within my home. If you accept invitation or are a vassal of mine, you are beholden to the rules. You will offer no harm to anyone that has accepted the invitation as guest or is another vassal of the court, nor take action that could be considered untoward towards a guest. No one will report anything of what they see or hear in this place between anyone, and make every effort to aid any guest or vassal within our court. 2, and she actually turns to look at you directly, no bloodshed shall be spilled in my home. Good timing of whoever's.
Yeah, that's my dog.
Well done.
Who kicked that dog?
Sorva.
I guess Kalun would be like, is she just gonna introduce me to a bunch of jerks I won't like right now, or?
If Kalun's thinking that kind of thought, potentially, and the door starts to open.
Okay.
And as the door opens, you hear a chorus of people shout, "Happy birthday." She leans towards you and she's like, "I'm not truly aware of when your actual birth date was, but this is the day you are being appointed officially as my knight, and so I have decided to make both dates the same. I hope you don't mind."
Sounds legit.
In front of you is a huge ballroom. Think an arena. In front of you, there's music that immediately overwhelms you. Beautiful marble stonework. There are people in elegant dresses and clothes dancing, servants walking with trays of drink and food, people plucking things from them. I mean, it's a full party. As you start to escort Sorva in, immediately people start to acknowledge, bow, and just in general acknowledge your presence and kind of make their acknowledgement that you two are here. You hear an announcement of now entering Your Highness Queen Sorva and her Knight of Miravail, Kalun. As you continue to walk in, there is a divide in this huge room. Just subtle, but it's the equivalent of just kind of like waist-high, almost fencing or, thing. Trying to think of what it's actually called. I'm thinking a church where there's the railing that divides the nave from the narthex. That.
Oh, I go to church. Yeah, that.
I was
Prayer stand.
Yeah, that thing. It's open still to walk to and from,
Okay.
but there is a definite, you can tell, there is a divide. And there's a lot of people on this side of it, and not as many on that side. As you get closer to it, Queen Sorva stops, looks at you. "There are many guests here that I'm sure would appreciate your time, but do as you will. Understand you are my knight, and I expect you to act accordingly." And she walks forward, past that railing. Roll me just a perception check there, Kalun.
Ellen is really good at those.
Or Sir Kalun.
That's a 10.
10. That's enough. That's just enough to catch the edges of it. As Queen Sorva walks past that point, you feel just a reverberation of magic. There is some sort of barrier here. Or at least maybe an intensified curtain here. You haven't felt it up to this point, but now that you've at least noticed a piece of it, there is something there. You're not sure what it is, but you are aware of something. Behind you, around you, nothing.
Okay. So this is like stopping me from moving further? Or
No, not at all. More of just kind of noteworthy, catching a whiff of something. It's,
Okay.
That type of thing.
All right.
In front of you, you see, on the other side, you see, like, all the people that are dancing here and eating and talking and all that, all are, like, noble dressed. They are no expense spared.
Okay.
On the other side, you can see there is still another level of money and refinement by instead of dozens and dozens of people on this side of it, maybe a dozen on that side.
All right. So who's maybe giving me kind of the first day of high school mean girl looks most? I'll go introduce myself.
Roll me a perception check, please.
It's a 7.
Okay. from here, it's hard to tell, but there are 4 individuals that at least are paying more attention to you than others. One is on the other, like all are on the other side of this divide. One is a fairly tall gentleman, dark ebony skin, bald head. He has tons of like platinum jewelry, nose ring, eyebrow ring, chain from his earring to his nose, electric blue refinements and robes. Tons of like that accentuated like fingernail kind of jewelry, you know?
Oh, that's cool. I'm kind of reassessing my fashion choices.
Yeah, staring at who's like not even staring. He's just, you've seen him a couple times make eye contact or look at you. Another is a beautiful woman. Exotic. Kelly, when you describe just very cursory glance of what you look like.
Yes, she has long blonde hair and beautiful red lips. She is 5'7" but you cannot tell if she's wearing heels. A dress that goes down to the floor, looking like the smoke on the floor. Is very nice woman. Yes, very nice. Is Katerina Petrova Zamolodchakovia. But your dad just calls me Katya. That's our girl.
Killian,
Uh-huh.
you got inspiration for this character. Like just you have one. I just
Thank you.
Yeah. Like, well played, ma'am.
Did I
I will
just hear
just a
that?
shout
or-
out for
That's what she looks like. That was more than. But hey, I'm not fighting it. Yeah, that is what she looks like, and then maybe there's extra layers there. Also, another very tall, hulking figure. Chris, what do you look like?
This gentleman appears to be a Goliath, taller than Loon. At least 10 feet tall, maybe bigger. Purple, grayish skin, beard, in a silvery toga, belted, and sandaled feet. And he will be watching Kalun thoughtfully.
Okay.
And the last person
Yes.
who has looked over at you is a refined hair, slick back, pale skin. Much of the same style. Flared collar, wide flared sleeves, dark purple black velvet coat and pants, high leather top boots. And he is making the least amount of effort to even, well, maybe not the least. He is making no hidden show of looking in your direction. He looks halfway intrigued and amused and has a look of watching to see what's going to happen. No intensity, just kind of, ooh, what's on the TV now? You know?
Okay. So I think ironically, Callan would kind of feel comfortable looking at the Goliath because he hung out with Loon Sensinome for so long.
All right.
That didn't go bad.
No, not at all. So you step forward, and as you hit that barrier, there's no resistance, no anything, but immediately there is kind of this feeling of like water being washed away. And as you approach the Goliath, and this feeling, this static electricity being grounded into the ground. Chris, if you'd like, you can redescribe if you want to tag any extra features that now that he sees you in your more closer to true form, it's still there. It's more of seeing a double image of...
The double image would be somehow in this space, a 26-foot tall gentleman, still blue gray skin, silver grayish, purplish gray beard, toga, belt, sandals. The long dagger that was on his belt is the size of a great sword. And yes.
Hey, I'm Kalun. How are you doing?
I, Kalun, am Rodogos Isun. I am doing well.
Hey,
How
good to hear.
fare you, young one?
Hey, I am happy to hear that you're doing well. I'm having an unexpectedly good time. I mean, not only is it, I guess, my birthday, for my birthday, I got my birthday.
Rodogos will just kind of nod. Are you truly well, orphan of the storm? Is this the lee of the stone that you wish to shelter in?
I don't know what that means, but I'll be honest, I've never met a giant before. Yeah.
Roll me a quick history check, just to see if you know fully what this creature might be.
That is a dirty 20.
When you said the word giant, it actually, a part of your brain might have clicked a little bit and been like, there's different kinds of giants. And then you kind of look up at them. You're not sure what kind of giant specifically, but you've heard of hill giants, and stone giants, cloud giants. You've heard stories of the old gods of storm giants, but those were like right in that, like the old, like before the world took shape, kind of almost fabled type stories. And as you kind of think on that, there is just that smallest little part of you that also, as you think of this, thinks that maybe it's the same part of you that also might go, eek.
Rodogos will lean down and he'll whisper, which is not much of a whisper. Little one, young one, orphan of the storm. These worms are not to be trusted. Should you seek a new lee, find me by beacon, and I will do what I can for you. Loom back out.
Okay. Yeah, he's not going to dig too much further into that because feels he understands it. If ever he understands what the guy's saying, he'll probably know what to call him.
Fair. So as you politely back up, nodding, just all right, all right, all right.
Oh,
Where you go next?
so when I back out, he turns back into a Goliath looking?
No, that illusion is still kind of that half double where roll me an Arcana check. Real quick, if you're thinking on that as well, of just seeing this half double image. It's a real weird, trippy thing, especially with the size difference.
All right, that was a nat 20 for a 26.
Perfect. The glamour magic in this place is so strong. Thinking on that border as well, everyone on that side are probably normal people, like mortals that are just nobles, rich, successful. On this side of it might be things from the other side of the street, and this makes it so they look like they can blend in, but because you are aware of it and kind of part of it, you can both see the glamour and at the same time see through it.
So I can see through for everyone outside of it?
Everyone who's within this area, you can kind of see their glamour. And you can see what they actually are. Because between each other, they're not hiding what they actually are.
Okay.
It's a monster mash.
They did the mesh.
Yeah, gathering my wits, I would, and coming to understand that, I would want to look around to see what else there is.
Fair. What is the next stop on this monster mash?
Okay, so all of these four, were they included in the Monster Mash?
Absolutely, there were, except, well, technically speaking, the illusionary form was very much powerful there in front of the giant. Looking at the fabulous-looking Katerina, she's solid. Like, there looks to be no actual false image. As well as the others. There's no false image.
Okay. Who's the closest after the giant?
I would probably say, just for having a feeling of character, lingering not too far away is Katerina.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She is getting closer and closer throughout your conversation with Chris's character.
Then I
Probably just turn around.
I was fully prepared to jaunt the rest of the distance, so
Yeah, you just a half step start to go, okay, let's go hi.
hey. Oh, hey. Can you see the tall guy?
Yes, big, tall, beautiful man. Yes, I know.
Like, but very tall,
Anyway,
right?
yes, you talk very much. You talk so much. Come here. And she sweeps him up into a dance, going through the steps of the swelling music that's going on in the background.
Ironic that you talk about the swelling music.
Yes.
Roll me a perception check. Everyone can, actually.
Okay. That is I pull up our character sheet. Shoot. 21.
Yeah.
Callan got a 3.
Okay.
15.
15. Ironically, this will be for our audience and our monsters. You would be aware of this more than Kalun. As the music starts to swell, you start to it moves you as well, especially you, Katerina, because these are mortals playing. They're playing beautifully. It is, and Kalun, this much, like, they are, whatever band this is, they've been playing forever together. Like, they are amazing. This is one of those rare treats. Katerina and Rodogast, you know these are mortals who have made a deal of some sort. They wish to play like they've never played before, and they never will again.
Yep.
As immortal creatures seeing mortality go out in a flare of brilliance is like a drug. And these musicians play, and you can see blood starting to trickle from their fingers as they play. And you see the person playing the flute who, almost as if they can't take their lips off the flute to take another breath, are playing long notes far beyond what a person should be able to play. And you can see their face draining as they're dying in this brilliant masterpiece of a performance.
That is my favorite part.
And as the music swells and Katerina takes Kalun into the swell of the rhythm and the music, we're going to take a brief pause because my house is about to explode with dogs. I got a warning from a text of people coming home, and I will save our audience from that. So we're going to take a 5-minute potty break, and we will be back.
Sweet.
Welcome back. I appreciate you bearing with us as a St. Bernard barked louder than my mic could probably handle. We rejoin the difference in sound into this beautiful, exotic, and limited performance as Katharina dances with Sir Kalun.
So Callan's oblivious to the death.
The finality of this performance, yeah. I mean, it's beautiful, but maybe
he's taking the jam. So hey, he's into it. But he's been here doing his montage for who knows how long, and he's having fun. This is cool, meeting people. But he's kind of wondering about the world, and so. Katerina, do you know anything about the fate of Dragonlock? I'm worried about some friends.
Well, if memory serves me well, there was something to do with the sky and dragons. My focus is mainly on the 9 layers of hell. Yes, you've heard of them, maybe? I hope so. Can I do a knowledge check to see if I actually know anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll me a history check real quick. I can. I can help you. No, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. History.
You can roll. I'll be honest. I'll just roll
17.
either way. 17. Yeah. Perfect. You're well aware of not the implications of how. Mm-hmm. But the fact that the sky has turned into the beautiful aurora borealis that is constant, you also are aware of certain doors to other realms that lately have been far too barred shut, have now been maybe at least knocked ajar a little bit. Mm-hmm. So things are able to be summoned and move to and fro now. Also, the world is starting. You can just that smell on the air of fear in mortals that have been far too comfortable for far too long. That the air is prime for meals of sorts. But yeah, like the state of the world is going downhill with mortals, and the supernatural creatures of the world, whether they're from this plane or another, are now starting to get some of the good old days. Maybe are coming back. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yes, I can imagine this might have been the first time she's been up on this layer. Up in this world in a while.
Yeah, just within probably the last couple months have gotten an actual hall pass to get up here. Yep. There's a lot of paperwork in the 9 hells.
The grinding gears of bureaucracy, save me, please. They lay us between your world and mine. They're very, very thin now. How do you think this image of before you can come here so quickly? Tell me how. How do you think? It's magic. I don't know. She just sounds like a discount Dracula, and I'm here for it. But like,
no, keep going. I love it. I do not say blah blah blah.
I'm magic.
Yes, you look magical tonight, my dear. Look at you, so handsome. No wonder Sorva's been keeping you all alone for these past few months. How are you faring today, sir?
Well, like I said, I'm worried about friends back in Dragonlock. Feel like my adopted father's looking down on me. I'm sure he's not dead. He's just really condescending. And, and my festival's friend, and there's this halfling buddy of mine. He was a fortune teller, and last I heard, he was on the run for murder.
Ooh, yeah, I like the sound of this one.
Yeah, he's a small medium at large. So, what kind of work are you into?
I run a very successful chain of amorous companionship emporiums, if you will. You call them soup bowl brothel. Yes. Soup bowl brothel. They're
Yeah.
both delicious. Yes. All over the country, the pearl before swine is my most famous. You may have heard of it.
No. And
Well,
honestly, don't expect me to come checking them out soon. I'm having trouble with boundaries with my relationships as it is. So,
Well, Miss Queen of everything.
Speaking of that, around this time as you two are carrying on, particularly you, Katarina, will notice that Queen Sorva all of a sudden goes over and talks to a figure who just entered without announcement, who's wearing kind of one of those like gala like masks, and nods and then moves towards a doorway off to the side, and Queen Sorva kind of makes excuses to who she was talking to, gestures, and then leaves out the same doorway. You'll notice this.
I want to do a thing. Scott, can I do a thing?
What thing do you want to do?
I want to spin Kalun around a bunch of times, and by the time he regains his balance, I want to turn myself into Queen Sorva. With my action, shape changer. I can do this action to polymorph into a smaller medium humanoid or back into my true form.
Okay.
And I want to spin him around a bunch and then look as much as Queen Sorva as I can.
Yeah, so, Kalun, as this dance, the music starts to swell, all of a sudden, Katarina, with a strength that she apparently wasn't allowing you to notice, starts to try to take the lead. Do you fight the lead?
No, but I feel like Kalun spins enough in his regular life that he might be able to contest that part of it.
Okay. So make me an acrobatics check. No, we'll do a dexterity save for you.
Okay.
And for you, you can make an acrobatics or performance check there, Katarina.
I think that will be performance, and that's a 19.
Kalun?
23.
23. So as you're getting, spun and spun, you're not discombobulated and, wobbly. But there is a moment where the hand is released and you kind of, as you're spinning a little bit and start to, get your footing back, you're not wobbly. But all of a sudden, the body that represses itself against you is Queen Sorva.
A fact about the transformation, I'm wearing the same clothes that I was before I transformed. So it's not going to be, that's the one downside of the transformation, but it's to make a point.
Okay. So, there's a moment, seeing as you didn't lose your balance, get all fuzzy. It all of a sudden, holy, it's Queen Sorva, but then you look and it's this is definitely a different dress. I know who was wearing this dress, and the body of Queen Sorva that is being pressed against you is much more tender than you've ever experienced from Queen Sorva. But it's her at the same time.
Yeah, I look like her, I sound like her, but it's still almost. I pull him close, kind of in a tango-ish.
Yeah.
Cheek to cheek, and very quietly in his ear say, "Be very careful around Miss Queen Sorva. Things here are not the way that you think that they will appear, and you might find yourself in a pickle, young handsome man." come find me if you need any kind of help. And I spin him again and I walk away. And I transform back into my regular whatever.
Real quick, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you roll, Katarina,
Yes.
roll me one more performance check.
Yes.
And Kalun, roll me a perception or investigation check. Your choice.
That was a 23.
Okay.
Investigation check got a 22.
Ooh, okay. So as this form shifts and you can't help but watch her leave, you know? You do notice one thing. You're not sure what it means. Implications, all that. You can make any conjecture you want from conversation. But for just the smallest split second, you swore those hips when they were swaying had a tail. But it was gone as fast as you saw it.
I don't know. I think Kalun would be so on guard that some sort of challenge or
Yeah, perfect.
Queen Soda, so
About that time, all of a sudden you hear a voice behind you. You see, as you hear the voice, you hear, Sir Knight Kalun of Mirrorvale, vassal of Sorvan de Caldas, saying her true name. You turn to see that ebony-skinned with all the bedazzling of platinum, elegant refinements of electric blue standing in front of you. He's about 6 foot flat. I had to meet you. And he holds out his hand like almost at face level of like that weirdly awkward of someone who's never actually done a real handshake of like,
okay.
please.
Kalun's able to move and make that look natural and, save face for him.
Electa Valdan.
Ah, of course. So wonderful to meet you.
Indeed. It was honestly a delight to get the invitation to come here to your acknowledgement of station. Coronation, as it was. Here, I think I know someone you know.
Oh, really?
And behind him, he's like, you can see there's like a platinum gauntlet, like cuff on with a chain. And from behind him, he yanks the chain, and like a dog, attached on a collar is Brumkey. I found this pet a little while back. Adorable thing was trying to kill me. She thought she knew more than she did. She doesn't know much now, does she? And you see Brumkey look up and just like almost like a dog, just you remember Brumkey, right?
I do.
Excellent. Such fortunate circumstance, me meeting her and her knowing, or rather knew you, and me being invited here.
So, maybe I don't get everything that's going on here, but let me be honest. I don't like what I'm seeing here. You do with what you like. That's a person dear to me. I don't like seeing her treated like a pet.
Oh, she likes her circumstance now.
I've heard words such as those before.
I'm sorry if I might have offended you, Sir Kalun. Perhaps you could come see me sometime. We could discuss it again and maybe rectify the offense that I have given. Nope, somebody drops a glass somewhere.
Sorry.
These glasses are so small.
All right. I guess Kalun, being the fool, remembering that he's the fool, we could make sure that there's no offense to rectify right here and right now.
And how do you propose that?
Transfer the custody of your pet to me.
Interesting. For what price? I mean, she is my property. I am potentially interested in trade. What do you have to offer of equal value?
Well, if you don't value the offer that I've already made, then I apparently don't have the capacity to determine that. So
A free trade is not a trade. It is a charity, a donation.
what do you want?
Very little, Kalun. But I'd be interested to see how you could tempt me.
Well, I'm not inclined to trade in people.
Unfortunate. You mortals are so entertaining as brief a time as you are.
I would be inclined to deliver justice to someone who deserved it, and maybe contract you to help them serve their sentence.
Do you have a person in mind?
No, but they seem to line up really fast when I'm around town.
I will give it thought, but I don't think we should speak of it in this place for the object I might want eliminated.
Okay, please treat her well.
Oh, she entertains me just fine. Isn't that right? And scratches her head. It was a pleasure to get the chance to see you face to face, Sir Kalun. Please extend all of my goodwill to my sister. And he will give you a slight bow. And with a probably, for point and punctuation, slightly more necessary jerk of the chain, come along, Brunky. And walk away, heading towards some of the others, milling and watching. About that time, Queen Sorva returns. And in your conflicted thoughts and emotions, likely, don't realize it as she kind of comes up next to you on the dance floor. Would you give me a dance, my knight?
Already did.
Of course, but need to let you know that your brother is a complete D-bag.
She actually laughs very heartily at that, and it's a musical laugh. And as she starts to dance with you, letting you take the lead, she nods, actually looking over in his direction, and Yes, all of my siblings can be frustrating in their own moments in time, but we all work together until we don't have to.
Can I ask you something?
Always, my knight.
So your brother is playing with my sister basically as a toy.
Correct.
He says she enjoys it, but he's torturing her. And if you can't tell, I'm tortured by that right now. So I wonder if maybe you're not getting some pleasure out of that yourself, are you?
No, I am not getting pleasure out of this. And she just kind of gestures with a, as you dance a little bit towards Brunke. Feeble mind. She doesn't know any better right now. I invited him knowing what I've learned in the past months. She's important to you. I wanted to give my knight motivation as well as reason to why my siblings need to be taken care of as well. I feel we have similar interests. I understand it may be painful, but you've done well. And she kind of looks towards Katerina. Had temptation thrown a little bit at you, and you've had insult. And stop, almost like a stutter step, as she doesn't in any way make eye contact towards the storm giant,
who is leaning over. What is a D-bag? Asking somebody next to him.
Yeah, you hit the vampire who's next to you. It's like, oh, actually, it's a lovely little acronym the mortals use. It actually involves, and he starts to explain. She, in that stutter step, and things that are not well to be flirted or mocked, because their powers potentially, even if they don't mean to, are so much beyond you. This was yet another test as well. You needed to understand you have entered a world that has responsibility and repercussions on even just our words and actions. But understand this, my knight. We are unified in the goal of taking care of those who have wronged us. And she actually poignantly takes a finger down your jawline so that you're both looking straight at Electra Valdon. Patience.
But Sensei, I'm ready for the tournament now.
I don't understand that reference. And then she will, not that part. After that look, I have your first mission. A favor has been requested of me. A favor for a favor.
Okay. It'd be nice to get out of here for a while.
Most excellent. You shall be going back to Dragonlock. The favor is to procure an item. An item that you specifically would be the most advantageous to be able to get, locate, and also You are my knight, and so the favor has been asked of me, and you are at my behest. And then she whispers, like she leans really like intimately close to where you can just feel her lips just about on your ear. I need you to steal Terrafin's goblet.
Terrafin? My old patron?
Just the slightest little nibble on your ear, and she just laughs. One and the same. As you spin her into a dip, she takes the lead to make you do the thing. And she looks up and smiles. Yes. Your old patron.
Terrafin's goblet. What even is that?
A symbol of divine power.
I don't understand any of this, but you're right. I'm probably the guy for the job.
I knew you would be.
Pretty lady, I do what you say.
At that moment, as she says, like she puts a hand just on your cheek and she's like, I knew you would be. You
He's
work
probably
well.
got the mathematical symbols.
Yeah. And
I'm going to need to put together a crew.
at that moment, as I was about to say, the person playing the flute, all of a sudden you hear a piercing bad note and they collapse on the floor. All the other monsters in the room can take whatever delight in whatever fashion you want as a mortal flame was extinguished. And she looks back. You have to be in Dragonlock tomorrow. Transport is assured. I cannot guarantee anyone safety that comes with you, but your safety is assured from anyone who takes part within the asking party's company. No one will move against you overtly. And then kind of looking at you very poignantly of like, you will help and steal Terrafin's goblet and put it in their hands. That is the letter of what we have agreed upon. After that, use your imagination.
Okay. Who? Do I get to know who I'm looking for?
Oh, absolutely. She will kind of, as the music has now died a little bit, she'll
Literally.
make some bows and curtsies and thank people and make her way with you, escorting her off into a side hallway. Yes, there is the Speaker of the Vine. He is apparently taken hold of some guild or former guild that I believe you had a hand in dismantling in a very showy, fiery fashion. He's the new leader of it and is apparently the speaker of Terrafin in some fashion. Some sort of cult gathering now floats around him.
Okay.
He goes by Speaker of the Vine.
All right. Catching up with old friends.
Tomorrow at midnight, you need to be in the Cliffs District, and she'll give you a specific location. It's not too far, actually, just down from, like, you'll remember where the Lady of the Cliffs blacksmith, like, not too far from there, there's a location where you're supposed to be at midnight. Look for their representative there. They will escort you from there. As I said, you may put together whoever you feel necessary, but their safety is not insured as yours is.
All right. When do we go?
As soon as you're ready, my knight.
All right. We got any more of that good gear I can peruse?
What are you looking for?
I don't know.
Grenades.
I am sure you'll find your way. She gives you a small bag, like coin pouch. Feels hefty. You can mark down, have 50 platinum.
Okay.
She will kiss you very sweetly on the lips and then smack you in the face. And you are now on the middle of the streets in the middle of the Stones district of Dragonlock. Like in the stumble. You're just smack. And all of a sudden you look around, you are in the tunnels in the Stones district of Dragonlock. You know these streets very well.
Yes.
You didn't even feel the flare of magic.
All right. So I think actually Kalun would be feeling really comfortable at this point because this isn't the first time he's been put up to a job.
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
a heist even. So
right. This is home court advantage.
yeah. And this is the old stomping grounds. So all right, I got it.
All right. Where do you go first?
So Stones District, we're gonna head towards the old laboratory / shop of Venerick, where I should be able to, within a little bit of time, find some old festivals buddies of mine.
Okay. As you're walking, I'm going to pose one question to Kalun. Are you 100% cool with your current adornments?
Are you kidding me?
Or I'm just asking.
Running through the streets.
I'm just wondering if that would be a thought at all, or if it would be like, no, we're good. Just curious.
Oh no, I am strutting. This is,
Okay.
And spinning.
So staying alive is playing in your head.
Heck yeah. This is the old boy coming back.
Fair. All right. So as you strut your stuff, walk into your own tune, you'll start to notice that Dragonlock looks a little different. It looks a little run down. Like, take a beautiful image of any street, any visage of a city, and turn down the color scheme of it, and just something untangible has been drained away from it.
Yeah, so like that'd be the moment like his swagger music just kind of slows way
Fades
down,
out, yeah.
and then
Stay and
looks around and whoa, what happened?
yeah, it definitely like even the people who, there's always somebody out going here or there at all, especially in the Stones district at all times. Like there's rarely deserted streets unless you're honestly trying to be in the more shitty deserted areas. There's not much. There's a little bit more kind of refuse and stuff like that here and there.
Okay, I think close to where I was headed and outside of the main square.
Yep.
The festival grounds.
Yeah.
Where the festival grounds would normally be.
Yep.
I'd be looking for signs of festivals. There should be some signs of any seasonal festival starting to be set up or...
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There is definitely like the look of like some like a stage or two that is being still set up and worked on. But even amongst that, there is the look of like not a lot of care being in upkeep. There's like graffiti type, and you'll see on this prominent kind of square, windows are boarded. And you'll even see there are a few people that when you kind of enter, especially looking the way you do, like you'll see one or two people who will make kind of other side of the street, kind of walk and move down, go into a building, like not a lot of people are staying on the street, it looks like.
Okay, so I'll be looking out for anyone I might recognize.
Roll me just a luck check.
All right. So that's just a D20?
Yep.
Okay. 11.
11. Around here, you're not seeing too much. A lot of people dodging being noticed. Things of that nature. But you will pick up, as you're kind of investigating the stage, it looks like a advertisement that has been kind of discarded on the floor or on the ground of a flyer for an upcoming play that is being worked on. Chris, what is the name of that play?
This one is The Silver Lady and the Mud Witch.
And it has an open casting call. Actually, not too far away. And you're familiar with who normally sets up shop there. So you can make your way if you'd like.
Oh, I'm heading to the casting call.
Okay. Making your way into the casting call. Chris, who do we see? Who's inside this half boarded up? The door is still actually open. Just a little more downtrodden, little warehouse kind of office, and kind of casting and stage actors and festival workers. Who do we see?
In a chair in front of the little small, it's a stage, right? It's a little raised platform,
Yeah.
Right, just to give the idea that they would be on the stage. This halfling, Mirtimo, kind of shaggy hair, fairly well dressed, blue scarf, and he's got his book and it's not a book, but several sheets of scrolls of paper and a feather pen, and he's constantly jotting things down and occasionally, no, thank you, next.
Yeah, and honestly, Kalun, as you walk in, you hear him just, next. There's no one here.
Okay. Then I might subdue my outfit a little more using disguise self, and then just kind of play into the whole casting call thing.
Kalun,
Yes.
as you think about subduing your outfit, if you want more detail, you can cast that. But otherwise, you can literally just think that, and all of the color drains into a more subtle tone, and even the shining breastplate dulls. So you're not so silvery star in a... you can do more, but I'm just telling you, the actual fabrics and everything will just lower their noticeability. It's not actually disguising you, changing what they actually look like, but the colors do shift if you kind of make that mental effort.
Right. That's what I do then.
Yeah, as you're thinking about casting that, all of a sudden,
Whoa. Okay. And then proceed with my plan. I'll just kind of go with the casting call thing and kind of surprise my old buddy Mirtimo at some point. See if he recognizes me first.
He's not looking up. He's still writing notes.
So do you go into a performance or something to?
Oh yeah. You just want me to riff, or you have lines?
No, what? Wait, no. Shh. One moment. I have the thought. One moment.
Right. Is this a
Bridget?
paid gig or?
Shh. I'm a genius at work.
Right. If you're looking for crew positions, I'm not interested in that.
I got to mute.
All right, proceed.
Oh,
Wait. No, proceed.
right. So I was walking through the square the other day, and the vendor at the market threw some cheese in my head, and I said, "How dare he?"
No. You
He should be
butchered.
dead.
Yeah.
You butchered my last
Yeah.
play. You butchered it. Those words were gold, and you improvised. And no,
I did.
No,
I
Kalun,
totally did.
no. I have many people here who want to play my play perfectly.
There's no one there.
Many people.
Yeah.
No.
You know
No.
what? You're right.
This
You're obviously
is genius.
so busy. You don't need any gigs. You don't need a job. You're doing
If you would just stick to the script, we would be fantastic. No,
I can't argue with that. Come on. All right. But if you were interested in a paid gig,
this is going to be big. This is.
I need some help.
This
like the
isn't
old
even
times.
a gamble. Kalun, you need to invest. Do you have money? This will put me on the map and will get me out of this town. Have you seen this town?
Yeah, something happened.
This is not a safe place. I cannot become the playwright, the best playwright since Martin
You're doing
Scribulus.
everything you do when you get just way too obsessed with something. You just got to kind of take a break and get away from it. Let's go do one of our old jobs like we always did back in the day. Come on. I mean, I couldn't do half of those without you. You're a smart guy.
You couldn't do 3/4 of those without me. You can't improvise your way into a fantastic
See,
job
you're even
like
good at math. Come on. I got a gig. I got funding. Let's do this, buddy.
How much funding?
How much you want?
Yes.
Nope. I know you're worth heaven and earth to me, buddy. So let me just you ever heard of platinum coins? I got a lot of them rolling around.
How much is a lot?
A lot.
Will you stick to the
is-
script this time? I will help you write a script for whatever it is you're planning.
Yeah,
But you
I'm
must
gonna
stick
need
to
that.
Sorry.
I'm gonna need a script. I'm gonna need some smart dialogue. I'm gonna need some good, plot transitions and such.
I
And
am
you're
your
the only
person.
guy I know.
You know
who
I
can-
am my
who can
person.
do that.
You know I am the person.
And you know what? I think you're gonna find some real good inspiration from this job too. You're gonna write the play of your life.
This is the play of my life.
It's every play.
That's peanuts, buddy. Come on.
Now you insult my work. You haven't even read it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I
Yes,
insult
you
your
are
work all the
insulting
time.
my work.
Yeah. Good to see you too, buddy.
It is good to see you, Kalun.
Good. I knew it. I was worried about you there for a bit. I thought you were just like totally crazy because the town's gone to crap.
It is crappy town, yes.
Okay.
Get out.
Seriously,
How much platinum are we talking?
Mertimo, look, you see this big fat sack right here?
Yes.
That's full of money.
Why don't you let me hold on to that?
Okay. So you're gonna be my accountant too.
I will take care of all the things. Yes.
All right. There you go, buddy. Hold on to that for me.
He's gonna double check this and more.
Oh, yeah. And embossed with the Mirvale crest.
Where are you getting this?
I have
Who else is in the crew?
Well, that's what I'm
We
trying
have
to figure
money.
out.
Do we have any of the resources? What is our motivation?
Well, who's still around town?
At that moment, from the open doorway, a figure steps in with a big, think musketeer plumed hat. Has the pots been cast? I'm here for an audition.
Who's that?
Go away.
I never. Slam. I just thought I'd take you off guard.
Oh.
Sorry.
Nobody we recognize?
Nope, not at all.
Okay. Should we add them to the crew?
Oh God, no, not just a random NPC.
You're all three of the musketeers in one body.
We need bait.
We need a second.
Yeah.
A distraction.
An
So
understudy.
yeah, we're gonna need to gear
Maybe
up.
he will stay to my lines.
We're gonna need to put together a crew. So don't embezzle too much of that.
Embezzle. You hurt me.
Use it for inspiration, buddy. Let's get on our way.
Like old times.
Mertimo, any of the old crew still around?
You gotta think about this. I've been writing for like a month.
What about Harloon? What about Jazz? What about you seen old Fleet Pinch or J-Vent or
Fleet Pinch is dead.
oh.
There were these. It is in Act 2 in my masterpiece here. The dead things with the lizards. Big, they were like, you will read it and you will memorize the lines and you will know what happened to Fleet Pinch. He will be memorized. He will be memorialized forever in this, the greatest play of my life.
Okay, you took time to send his wife a note, didn't you?
Just a copy of the script.
She turned down her part.
It was a beautiful pot.
Chris, inspiration, by the way.
The house down. Tears. You will be in tears.
Okay, I've been going through a lot of
1% of the
emotions
proceeds
lately,
to this
so,
wife.
maybe hold off on the whole tears thing for me for a bit. Yeah, let's find we need to put together a crew.
Wait. No, that was a bad idea. Go.
All right.
Chris,
wait here while I try to find the rest of the crew, or
I'm having a moment.
yeah,
So I do.
I don't know if I should interject even.
I have something for you. You do hear a dull thud in the back of the theater.
Perfect. That's easier than what I was going to do.
Yeah. You hear a dull thud and a ankle. And a figure straighten up from behind some crates and say, "Did someone say crew?" Kalun, you haven't aged a day. And I get a little closer. Actually, you look kind of like shit, but it's so good to see you, darling. And I see this. It's Javiant, your lovable friend and compatriot.
oh,
Killian, what do they look like in full?
Yes. Well, it's strikingly enough very similar to the man who just went outside because I just took their clothes. I really liked their hat, and you know what?
This town is going to shit.
Exactly. I took all of his clothes. Wearing what I would say is a very like Shakespeare-esque, like puffy outfit, but
That's
very
what I thought too.
yeah, very much just like very clownish, very like multiple colors, a lot of silks along the fabrics. You can tell that the hat is new because it is stolen from the man who just left. But they are a half elf. Their name is, I think we agreed on Javiant or Jap. How do you want to pronounce it? I don't. It doesn't matter. To me.
I'm happy with whatever you're happy with.
Okay. Javiant then will be our name. Javiant. And they are a half-elf rogue known for their performances, and they and Kalun go way, way back. Kalun got it in with the Scalebound Guild, though, and Javiant went off and kept doing their performing and stealing the coin purses of those dumb enough to not wash their hands. They are like probably medium height, wiry, very exaggerated features, just a big, boisterous personality. And if you couldn't tell by their voice, they have quite a lot of stories to tell.
Amazing.
Javiant, you don't even need to audition. You, of course, have the part. Would you like to play Fleet Prince? It would bring tears.
I bow as deeply. The feather of my hat grazes the floor.
It is done. It is yours.
Oh yeah, remember you just remembered that Javiant is here.
Yes. Javiant.
I come in and out.
They are around. They are around. Yes, Javiant is around.
Javiant, come on, you got to help me with this guy. Help Murtimo focus, because we need.
I am focusing.
Payday for us. A big job.
Yes, darling. I heard everything from outside the window. It's a
Okay.
beautiful night for people watching. Listen,
All right.
listen.
Hey,
Whatever
and
you need,
if you tell me you're in, I feel good about this one.
I will be wherever I need to be. However, I have one question for you.
Okay.
Where'd you get those duds, man? And I gesture to the really sick outfit you're wearing.
Oh. Well, I had dulled them, so maybe I'll just bring them back to their full saturation and vividness.
Yeah, just crank up the.
Oh, yeah, you noticed, huh?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I have quite the funding source for this job, so we're in good. Yeah, this is the big one. And Murtimo, he's gonna find so much inspiration. Help me convince him that this is how he should be spending his energy.
At this point, he hands you a sheet.
What? Okay, what is this?
There will
Scene
be,
one.
There will be rewrites in the morning, but memorize that as it.
I haven't even told you the job, Murtimo.
Darling, just tell him it's for his character study. He'll come along and do whatever we want.
Oh, you're gonna study the crap out of some character here. I guarantee you. All right.
I'll bring
He's
extra
in.
pens for you.
Who we kidding? He's in.
Everyone is everyone in whatever fashion they're aware of or agreeing to.
Yeah, this is probably the old
Oh yeah.
play they've been gone through a million times.
Yep.
He's in.
Fair. So that evening, the three of you make your way at night, which Murtimo has the most objections because this town is shitty. And it's worse at night.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Javiant is fine with the idea. We'll all be fine.
And who you watch out for,
We'll be
darling.
fine. We'll be fine.
Right, yeah. I'm the predator. Things should wear horrible scented things to avoid me.
Exactly.
That's a nod to you. So, at midnight, you all make your way to the Cliffs District, not too far from the Lady of the Cliffs. And it's quiet eerily so. You're at the very top of Dragonlock, the wind blowing, Aurora Borealis overhead. And in the distance, you can see it creeps into the, especially outside of like the Stones district, inside the actual cliff, anything exterior. There's that weird, think like that London fog that is just perpetual. There are some street torches, and you're standing there. You all remember you're not too far away from an actual cemetery. Not all of you, one in particular probably, are less happy than the others. When a figure steps out from between a building and an alley, kind of just coming into some dim light through the fog. All of you, in varying degrees, whether it be just knowing the name, or have crossed them and had your ass kicked, or have met them in a kind of seedy bar and watched them pit fight, recognize the drow with the shaved cyber head, purplish hair, known as Daughter Midnight, who steps out, kind of looks at all of you intensely, and the fact that you've all been just kind of lingering here for a little bit in the appointed area. So which one of you is the representative?
So do I remember her name or whatever?
Daughter Midnight. Yep. You were with Loon. You watched her fight. He talked to her. Almost seemed like he might have tried to hit on her a little bit, it was an awkward situation. You remember, and you can even see, like, if you kind of step forward a little bit, you see the look of recognition in her eyes of like, oh, she remembers your face.
Mertimore would be stepping right behind him, right with him.
Okay. So she just popped out of a cemetery?
Near one, kind of between the alley, between the cemetery and another building. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Lady Midnight, coming to hang out with all your friends?
Daughter
Midnight. Daughter, okay.
He cannot remember his lines.
Representative would be me.
Sorry, Mick, I did not hear that. What?
I would be the representative.
She looks at your two companions. You understand their safety is not guaranteed.
You didn't have to say that out loud.
You must be new.
Don't worry, I got it. I guarantee your safety.
Mirtimo would be glaring daggers at him at this point.
She nods and kind of half bows towards Kalun, and then, well, come on, at your own risk, kind of towards the other two following. Everyone's waiting.
Right.
And she leads you into the cemetery.
Okay, I'd probably give a nod to Javiant because we've done like a whole bunch of wrestling routines together in the ring, and we've got like playbooks for that. Give her a nod. Be ready to do the flying whatever.
Hey, make her into double twist. I got you, pal.
I thought this was reconnaissance. Kalun, what have you gotten us into? No planning, no scripts.
Lots of money.
Money's no good if you're dead, my friend.
Then don't die.
Easy for you to say. Apparently you are protected.
And
can't really argue that. You make your way down as you all have varied conversations and grumblings. Eventually, at the bottom, or you get to a mausoleum, which she opens, and there is a large stone coffin sculpture that is slid to the side with stairs leading down. She takes a torch, goes down. You follow?
I would pretty naturally just follow.
Okay.
Mirtimo will be studying everything intently. Are there dust? Is there a lot of tracks? Are we the first ones here recently?
Roll me an investigation.
Any indication that, like, is this a meeting place? Is this, he's just
Yeah, absolutely.
freaking out at this point.
Yeah.
Be at
Fight or flight. The
Yes.
prey is looking around. It's like
11.
11. How well trafficked and all of that, you're not sure. There isn't dust of like this is never ever used, and this is literally a crypt that we're going into the first time ever. But how much used, it's hard to say. Your adrenaline is pumping in your ears. You can hear it.
Very closely behind Kalun, leveraging my halfling, like occupying same space potentially.
Yeah. Fair.
Cool, isn't it, buddy?
Javiant, what are you doing?
I am, much to no one's surprise, trying to keep an eye out for hidden or unforeseen trappings or surveillance of some sort.
You can take the moment to look for any kind of trappings, or you may do look for surveillance. Which one?
I'm gonna pick surveillance for sure.
All right, roll me a perception.
Okay, sick. Hang on, let me go back to my abilities. D&D Beyond, by the way. Rules.
D&D Beyond.
It's the first time I've used it. I really like it. Okay. That is a 17 plus. Blah, blah, blah. I think that's a 5, so 23.
23. You look around. There's fog. There's not coffins on the outside. There's gravestones. There's some sculptures. There's a sculpture of like an angel kind of figure. There's a sculpture of like a taller grave with looks like a little girl in a pretty dress. And you see the sculpture's head turn and look directly at you.
Oh no.
Beyond that, nothing.
I really want to attack the statue, but it's a child. So I instead make Chris, what's your character's name again? I'm sorry.
Mirtimo.
Bertimo.
Merit.
Merkimer, Malto, Meal. I
Mirtimo
point out
from Javiant, he would just like he's not
Mertimo, basically.
Bertimo. I pointed out to both of them. I say, seems the graves have eyes. And I gesture.
And you even hear a little, like the sound of a little girl just like laughing in the distance of the fog.
Grabbing
You're not as funny as you think you are.
Grabbing on the back of Kalun's coat.
So
I'm getting a very shaggy vibe from
Daggers.
Zoinks!
I would kind of like try to usher Mertimo to look more and like be like, hey, isn't this cool? Did you even know this was here? Who do you think those are? Because I know that he has a pretty good grasp of like,
oh yeah,
One's District and Dragonlock, and so what do you think? You know anything about this?
What have you gotten us into this time?
doesn't matter. We're all gonna die.
There's a lot of blanks. I was hoping maybe you could fill some of them in, but yeah, we'll be fine.
All right.
The last time you said that.
You make your way continuing down the stairs. long, dark hallway. Mostly it's compressed earth until you get to an area that opens up into an actual stone room, and there is like kind of a subterranean mausoleum there with a kind of sarcophagus carved. It's not Egyptian or anything, but I'm getting. And on the back, there's kind of a carved mosaic, and you don't see exactly where, but Daughter Midnight kind of reaches and grabs a few different spots on it, and a door opens. She kind of looks back at all of you. Well, through here. They're all here waiting.
Mirtimo would be wanting to memorize whatever she was touching.
Roll me a perception.
That would be a 24.
24. Basically, you can, whether you want to note it somewhere, you remember the 3 spots that she touched, one push, one twist, you know what she did. So she's gone in, and inside you can see there is more light inside.
All right. Can I, as we're walking forward, maybe try out my little flute thing and inspire my crewmates?
Absolutely.
Starting with Mirtimo, of course.
Absolutely.
All right, so I want to grant him bardic inspiration. So you have a D6 for the next 10 minutes.
As he's doing that, Mirtimo is probably Slita Nasinan, protect us, guide me in my moment of need, and casting guidance on myself.
Okay.
And then if I can continue on and give it to Javiant also.
Yes. Is this?
I don't know, since we're not in rounds here. Okay.
You hit the button. Scott, you hit the button.
Got it. You absolutely can, sir. That is what I tried to say.
Okay. I feel better. They should feel better.
Yeah.
How'd you like
feel
that
inspired.
little tune? Check out this sword. It doubles as a flute.
Whistling past our graves.
Whistling past.
Hey, that is a good line. Did you write that one down?
Not no, Kalun.
You enter.
Always a wizard with words.
God. Oh, why do I see a spinoff? You enter. This room is fairly dark, but in the middle of it, there is a long table. And there are a few figures sitting around it. One at the kind of opposite end of this long table, nearest to you on the left, there is in kind of half tattery robes with a staff leaned against the table, a human male with kind of little hefty, little short, long black hair, kind of scruffy beard, dark eyes, watches you, kind of half nods to all 3 of you as you come in. Across from him is a very refined, in just the equivalent of like robes that are more cut to be like a gray suit, if that makes sense. Kind of elongated coat and things like that. Very, very, like, you can tell just like the hair, like a actual haircut, that like expensive. Someone knew what they were doing. Looks well manicured, clean. But very quickly, without any kind of insight or perception, just when he looks at you in that moment of acknowledging he sees you and you see him, it is that feeling of like a predator looking at you. And he slightly nods. A little bit on the other side of the table still from him, right next to the head of the table, Daughter Midnight has just taken her seat. And then at the head of the table, there is a masked man or figure that, Kalun, you vaguely remember seeing at the gala at Mirvale with a kind of that you know, I'm talking about those masks. I can't remember what they're called.
Mask.
Yeah, like those. And with a hood, gloves, the whole works. Sitting there and just gestures towards the empty seats. And there's 6 empty seats still at this table, so more than enough room.
Okay. Kalun will go sit as invited and urge his friends to join.
I take my time choosing a seat. I might test a couple out for maximum cushiness.
All are hard.
Mirtimo is going to make sure and sit down, but make sure and leave a space between him and Kalun at this point.
With, but like, separate from.
In a little bit of a tiff.
Yeah. Fair.
And then he'll think about it, and then he'll get up, and he'll go, and then he'll sit next to Kalun and kind of try to scoot the chair a little bit closer.
So there's a lot of musical chairs coming from next to Kalun.
Since like the protected one.
The awkwardness, he like starts scooting his chair really loud over, and everybody's like waiting.
So, as you all get comfortable, the hooded figure with the mask nods. So, Kalun Den, I am so happy to get the chance to see you again. At the behest of a favor asked and a favor given, I have a very particular thing I would like you to help me with.
You know, I knew it was going to be you, but now I see you. I know it's you for sure. All right, what do you need?
We are going to steal Terrafin's goblet. And that's where we're going to leave off this week. Thank you all for joining us. Next week, as Killian said so much better in her announcements than I have ever done, we are having a nice little, hosted by Scald, a season 1 wrap-up and Q&A, kind of a nice relaxing episode. And then we will, from there, rejoin Viet, and then we will do another Maven, and then we will be back here again for part 2 of Kalun. So you'll have to bear with us, hang on to the cliffhanger until the next time. Thank you all for joining us until next week, or next Friday. Have a great week. I'm Dan Scott.
I'm Killian.
I'm Mick.
Chris.
Have a great week. Thank you all.
Thanks. Bye.